It's now my pleasure to bring back up this young man, Mr. Shadab Mahmud. He is a Boston University student completing his studies, his undergraduate studies in biomedical engineering. Mr. Mahmud.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dean Elmore, for that kind introduction. And thank you, President Brown, for inaugurating this momentous event. I will begin by wishing everyone Eid Mubarak. Secondly, and please let me finish my sentence before doing anything, I will ask everyone to give a huge round of applause to our honorable guest for generously accepting our invitation. All right, let's hear it for Dr. Muhammad Yunus. We are proud, sir. It is a truly joyous occasion for all of us gathered here today, because it is the day that we are honored by the presence of one of the most globally respected men of our time, Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Dr. Yunus has conquered the hearts and minds of the rich and poor alike through his vision of a world where poverty is history. I have had the distinct honor of meeting Dr. Yunus once before back in the year 2001, when among a handful of students, he awarded me the prestigious Daily Star Award for Academic Excellence. This was the first time I had ever seen or heard of Muhammad Yunus, and I was overwhelmed with pride and respect upon learning of his charitable cause. I've come to know Dr. Yunus to be a man who has led his mind to be successful as both a student and a teacher, and has followed his heart to become an inspiration and a hope for millions of impoverished worldwide. Through his rare gift of achieving harmony between knowledge and conviction, he has been able to conquer one of the biggest obstacles facing every human being, oneself. His revolutionary ideas and his bottom-up approach to promoting self-reliance sound like a very familiar echo that resounds through history from the voice of a man named Mahatma Gandhi. Both Dr. Yunus and the late Gandhi used their intellect to recognize that a nation's prosperity lies in the economy of the villages. Both of these men used their kindness to make poor villages prosperous by promoting self-reliance at the individual level and lending the individual identity within a community. As students, we must nurture ourselves with leadership, courage, and compassion, and encourage others to do so as well. Dr. Yunus was both a meritorious student and a student leader. Hailing from what is both my and Dr. Yunus's common ancestral village of Hatajari near the port city of Chittagong in Bangladesh, a young Yunus passed his matriculation exams with flying colors. He was also a model Boy Scout, having represented his country, then East Pakistan, several times at international scout jamborees. Dr. Yunus obtained his bachelor's and master's degrees in economics from Dhaka University, and in 1965 won the Fulbright Scholarship, with which he came to the United States to obtain his PhD in economics from Vanderbilt University. In spite of all his success, he never forgot his own country. In 1971, the Bangladesh Liberation War broke out, sparked by a student-led struggle called the language movement, the sole purpose of which was to preserve the freedom of speech, and the result of which was the liberation of Bangladesh. Dr. Yunus rallied support in the United States for this independence and founded a citizens committee. He returned to an independent, albeit poverty-stricken Bangladesh, and joined as the head of the economics department, Chittagong University, which was located near his old village home where he had spent his childhood. It was while teaching at Chittagong that he realized the inapplicability of his economic theories in the alleviation of poverty. And so, he went to his village where he lent $27 to 42 poor people. What followed was the birth of Grameen Bank. which replaced traditional collateral requirements with a banking system based on mutual trust, strict supervision, participation, and accountability. As of July 2007, Grameen Bank has issued $6.8 billion US dollars to 7.4 million borrowers, with more than 97% of the borrowers being poor women. With a loan recovery rate of over 98%, Grameen Bank is perhaps the most successful bank in the world. It is worth noting here that, based in part of success of Grameen Bank's microfinance model, the United Nations recently declared one of its Millennium Development Goals to cut world poverty in half by the year 2015. This, my friends, is history in the making. Dr. Yunus is a person whose mind was filled with elegant economic theories that were time-tested legacies of great thinkers past. But his heart was filled with remorse, for the knowledge he held broke down once he stepped outside the classroom walls. Even as a teacher, Dr. Muhammad Yunus is a prime example for students. He never stopped questioning his knowledge and his purpose in life. He was not blinded by the veil of complacency and self-absorption that prevents so many of us from seeing the obvious truth. Because his belief in self-reliance and kindness to fellow human beings shone through all the illusions and obstacles that society teaches us to accept. He's a man who put his utmost trust in the poor in spite of the way society is structured to make poverty seem like a deserved punishment or a natural condition. He gave opportunity to the poor while preserving their dignity as equal human beings, each capable of pursuing and fulfilling their own dreams. As a result, Dr. Muhammad Yunus became the voice, the advocate, and the banker to the poor. In order to achieve such clarity of vision and kindness of heart, one must overcome many struggles and keep asking the right questions. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" Such is the way of thinking that we, as students, must strive to acquire on the road to creating our own legacies. For when future generations look back upon us, may the hallmark of our generation be the end of poverty. Thank you.